aka Mr. Bahala at your motherfucking boy. All right, so I just watched Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam. I just watched the fight now. Um, I didn't get to see it yesterday. Them fights in the UK, man, they come on early as fuck during the day. I think it come on at like 2 o'clock or some shit in the afternoon. You know what I mean? So I'm not really expecting to watch boxing at that time. And then I think it comes on later on, like there's a broadcast later on Showtime. And then by the time I realized that there was a broadcast later on, I had already missed the second broadcast. I'm like, shit. All right, yeah. So, I caught it today, and it was a pretty entertaining fight. You know what I mean? Carlos Takam was he was very game. He was a very Wily kind of opponent. You know what I mean? He was kind of Holyfield-esque, you know what I mean, with his head movement. He knew he was the shorter guy, and he did what guys that are shorter are supposed to do against guys that are taller. Give a lot of head movement, move around the ring a little bit, jump with a lot of their shots, jump in and jump out, throw a lot of hooks. It was very Holyfield-esque what Takam was doing throughout the entirety of the fight. The only problem is that Anthony Joshua was just doing a lot more. He would land from time to time those devastating combinations, you know what I mean, that you could see clearly hurt Takam, man. He was just even with what Takam was doing, Joshua in general was just a busier guy. He was just the guy landing the harder, flusher shots. He was the guy controlling the pace of the fight. He was the guy pretty much just dictating the fight all the way through. Takam had his little moments here and there, but overall it was an Anthony Joshua show. You know what I mean? I think they had a few clashes of heads. And Anthony Joshua's nose got broken. Anthony Joshua really does have a lot of heart, man. I mean, the guy fights through whatever adversity, you know what I mean, and keeps it pushing through the fight. You know what I mean? He had his nose broken, kept fighting on, and that's what fighters are supposed to do. And there was a lot of clashes of heads and stuff like that. And Takam showed a lot of heart too, because I think he had 2 cuts above his 2 eyes, and blood was rushing in his face the entire fight. So it was very messy. It was a good fight. It was a really good fight for Anthony Joshua. It was a good fight. Went all 10 rounds. I think Anthony Joshua predicted the fight would go 10 rounds. So it went just as he predicted. And all right, let's talk about this stoppage for a second. The stoppage was definitely premature. I think that Takam was doing a little bit better as the fight went on. I think his strategy was to kind of wear Anthony Joshua down. So he was kind of counting on doing majority of the majority of his damage as the fight went on. So I think that kind of fucked up his strategy. I don't think he was hurt enough in order for the fight to get stopped. It was definitely an early stoppage. Does it warrant a rematch? No, it doesn't, because of the fact that he was kind of getting dominated the entire fight. And even if he wasn't stopped there was probably a very small margin. There was like a very small chance he could have possibly done something within those next 2 rounds. Now granted, it's happened before in boxing where somebody will lose an entire fight and then come back with a knockout win or some shit like that. But the odds of that happening were just so small. And he was clearly outmatched on every single level: the speed, the power, the combination punching, and he didn't lay down though, He didn't take an ass whooping, but he was just outmatched, and ultimately he ended up losing the fight, and ultimately his work doesn't really warrant a rematch. I hope they don't try to push for that, because it's really not necessary. I really don't want to see another fight like that. It was a good fight, but I don't want to see another one like that. I prefer to see Joshua in the ring with somebody maybe like Joseph Parker or somebody like that next, or of course Deontay Wilder. We all want to see that Deontay Wilder fight. We all want to see that Deontay Wilder fight, which brings me to the next topic: who Anthony Joshua is gonna fight next. And I think that there's a lot of options as usual for Anthony Joshua. He still has Pulev out there. I don't know if Pulev is still like the mandatory. I guess he kind of gave up his mandatory spot because he pulled out of the fight last minute. I'm not sure how that works. Like, does he still have to fight Pulev? I don't know. I mean, because technically he fulfilled his IBF obligation by fighting Takam, because Takam I think was number 2 in the IBF. But Pulev still technically is the number 1 contender. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if he still has to fight Pulev, but even if he doesn't have to, Pulev is still out there. Joseph Parker's out there. Who else is out there? Deontay Wilder's definitely out there. They keep throwing out Tyson Fury's name, and I just really don't see Tyson Fury being a threat right now. I don't see him. Granted, the man has, he was the first person to beat Klitschko. He was a unified champion or whatever. But I don't see him being in the mix like that. And every time Eddie Hearn is asked, he always throws Tyson Fury's name out there. Tyson Fury needs to prove himself again, man. He needs to get back into the mix and prove that he's a worthy challenger for anyone, not even just Anthony Joshua, for anyone. He doesn't deserve a shot against Wilder or anybody right now. No belts. Fury needs to get back into the game and submit that he's a competitor before he can get a shot like that. But I mean, the options are endless for Anthony Joshua. I mean, he could fight anyone at this point. He'll probably come back with a soft touch early this year. I think they said that he's probably going to be fighting. I think he said that he's not fighting Wilder early this year, but he would come back against someone else, and it'll probably be I don't know who he could come back. Who could he fight like as a softer touch? I guess there's endless opponents in the heavyweight division, but I guess whatever. I guess it's whatever. I mean, when you sell out 75,000 goddamn seats in the UK, I mean, does it really fucking matter who you fight? You know what I mean? But overall, this was a good fight, man. A good fight. Looking forward to see what Anthony Joshua does next. Let me know your thoughts on this shit. Hit it up in the comment section below. You can also hit me up on Twitter, Box X or X Die. You can hit me up on Facebook, Box -sign or -sign Dot. Like the video, subscribe, all that bullshit. But until next time, it's your buddy Dynamite signing out. Holla at your motherfucking boy.